Okay guys, I just like decided to film this right this minute, but recently I've had like a lot of stressful stuff going on and I'm about to take a call, and it's like not even a bad call. It's nothing that like I need to be nervous about, but I'm like shaking. And it's also because like for some reason, me just talking to you right now, I feel like I'm gonna cry for some reason. I don't even know why. A lot of you know that I have like a metaphobia, and I just went to the bathroom and my stomach, I think just because I'm nervous, I've like, this is such TMI, but I'm just gonna be open with you guys. I've been having like runs today, and just like because I'm nervous and it triggers my body to have runs, then it freaks me out thinking that I'm like gonna get sick for some reason, which I know I'm not, but I always freak out about it. So I'm like shaking, but it's okay. I'm gonna take this call and then update you guys in a little bit. What's up? I've had like the most anxiety that I've ever had, just like the last several months. And I don't know why I'm emotional. Like everything's okay and everything's like working out. There's just been some stuff happening in my life that has just made me so anxious that I've literally made myself like sick. So for those of you that don't know, I've struggled with emetophobia my whole life, which is like the extreme fear of throwing up, and it has affected me in so many ways that I don't think I even realized until recently. Gosh, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm gonna stop, it's gross. So I want to say like over 6 months ago now, I got a book on how to free yourself from metaphobia. I got it after Sam got sick because it just heightened everything, and I don't know, I just started freaking out and being super anxious all the time, and so I wanted something to kind of just find something to help me with that. And I think in reading that book I realized how much it's controlled so many aspects of my life, and how I have anxiety throughout my day and whatnot. And so that's been super helpful to know. I just got it off Amazon. I will link it down below for anyone curious. If you don't have a metaphobia but you just are struggling with anxiety, they also have a book, like a coloring book for adults. With all that being said, I have made it a goal this year, finish that book, do all the exposures, even though I'm really scared to do that, just gain more knowledge about anxiety and different ways to not let it kind of control aspects of my life. If you don't have a metaphobia, you're probably wondering like, what the heck? Like, I don't feel like people understand how overwhelming it can be. There's videos in here I'm really scared to watch, and a bunch of other stuff that I have to listen to and whatnot, just to kind of do exposure therapy. I have to get over, like, I have anxiety medication that I can take as needed, but I have been so scared to take it because I was afraid, like, one of the side effects is throwing up, and so I was afraid that if I took it, like, what if I didn't feel good and it just would make me sick, and I was so terrified of that I wouldn't take the medicine that's supposed to calm me down. But I like was so anxious the other night, I just finally was like, I'm just gonna take it, I don't care what happens, I just need something. And I think it did calm me down a little bit, so that's encouraging, and it didn't make me feel sick, so that's good to know. And I don't know why I'm like emotional. I've been afraid of throwing up for as long as I can remember. I remember being a kid and just not being able to sleep. My mom used to stay up pretty late doing things, and I would always just like want to fall asleep before she went to bed, or I'd hope I would, but most of the time I didn't, just because I was so scared of falling asleep and waking up and having to get sick that, like, I remember getting so scared when she would go to sleep because I was like, oh no, no one's gonna be up if I get sick, which is so silly. Growing up, I've always had problems with going to the bathroom. My mom just getting worried that my intestines are getting ruined from the amount of times I have to go to the bathroom. And so we go to the doctor because I was always feeling sick, always having stomach issues. And I think there's like not a ton of knowledge about emetophobia because that was never something that I thought was like causing it. I thought that because I was having these stomach issues, it was making me afraid to throw up. But I didn't think about this phobia I have causing all these stomach issues. So they would run tests do all this blood work, stool work, trying to find out like why I'm constantly having runs and stomach problems and whatnot. So they eventually just said I had irritable bowel syndrome, which doesn't really help you. They said I can go to like a support group to talk about it and learn more about it, and that, you know, I can take stuff to kind of firm up my stool or whatever, which is so gross. I'm so sorry if that's like TMI. But when I finally decided I needed help after Sam got sick, it's crazy that's taking me this long. Reading this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've had this all along and I had no idea that this was causing all of my stomach issues. And obviously it still does. I still have fears that are causing things to happen, but at least I know why, and I know that there's not probably something wrong with my body. In the book, he talks about the compulsions we do, which I didn't realize there was like a name for what I was doing, all these tactics. I don't think I even realized how many things I would do on a daily basis to kind of cope with this phobia. But reading this, I was like, oh my gosh, I do that and I do that. I didn't even realize it. So one of the that's called steps to freedom that you have to take is writing down all your compulsions in one spot and try to stop doing them. And you keep like a notebook of how you're doing day to day, and you're supposed to reward yourself for not doing a compulsion and kind of take note of that accomplishment. So I thought I'd share in case any of you guys are struggling and you didn't even realize these are things that you're doing as well. So the first thing I wrote down is sleeping with a trash can. Growing up, I would sleep with one. I'd make my sister sleep with a trash bag because she was on the bunk bed above me, and it scarred me so bad. Like twice while we were growing up, she'd wake up and ask me to get her a bowl because she was gonna get sick. So I would sprint out of the room trying to grab it as fast as I could. Couldn't get to her, get back to her fast enough, and so she had thrown up. This is so disgusting. She had thrown up over the railings, and I think that like was scarred into my memory. So I always made her sleep with a bag. After like the second time it had happened, I always look for a trash can no matter what room I go into. Like I want to know, like when I go to the gym to this day, I'll be like, where's a trash can if I need to get sick? Or growing up, if I was in class, I would look for the trash can and try to like get a seat in the back next to the trash can in case I needed to puke in the trash can, or if I needed to just go to the bathroom, Sitting on the aisle of the plane, when Sam and I go on planes, like he likes the window seat, but I had made him like, we'll sit in the middle on the outside because I wanted the aisle seat in case I have to get sick, which is just like what? Packing a bag everywhere I go. So again, when we go on the plane, I always pack a bag. Checking my temperature. I will check my temperature all the time. Even though I know you can't feel your own temperature, I would always be like, am I hot? Am I hot? I'll also always do that pressure point. I still do that, which I think does help me. So I haven't like stopped myself from doing that. But a lot of times when I'm nervous, I'll just push this so I don't feel like nauseous. Making sure there's always toilet paper. For some reason, growing up, I always want to make sure there was plenty of toilet paper in case I got sick. I always make sure there's like, especially because what happened with Sam recently with getting sick, I always make sure there's a pathway for me to go to the bathroom and for Sam to go to the bathroom, which I need to stop doing. And so it's just like learning those things. Like they're things that I already knew, but it's just, I guess, realizing that you have to accept that. And there's also different like breathing techniques to calm your anxiety, and you're supposed to do exercises every day where you like invite that anxiety, and then you have to like breathe and calm yourself down. So there's definitely things that I need to do more often. It seems like it's been such a big fear in my life that it's like, it feels crazy to even try to say I want to be a metaphobia. Like that just seems like impossible, but I'm gonna try it. That's my goal this year, as I want to not let it control me and not let it cause anxiety the way that it does right now. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. I've talked way too long. I just kind of wanted to vent to you guys, I guess, and kind of tell you that I've been struggling, and I feel like I haven't been super active on my social medias because a lot has been going on the last couple months. But oh my gosh, I was gonna show you guys. I have makeup on so you guys can't see right now really, but I'm gonna pop up a picture on the screen of my skin. It has broke out so bad. Like my anxiety has been so bad that my skin, I've never had it break out like this before. Just wanted to say the mind is so powerful. Anyways, I just wanted to share that if you're struggling, do something about it, because you shouldn't be living like that. Like you shouldn't have to have anxiety control your day-to-day life. And I've let it happen way too long, and I wish I would have read this when I was 10 or younger and just started then, because I probably would be a lot further along with it. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for always being here to listen, and I'll see you guys in the next one.